Hey guys, how's it going? I am PattyJack, and today I thought I would do something kind of interesting. I'm going to go over all the mods I currently have going for Skyrim Special Edition. Now, this is, like, just the mods that I currently have. I install a lot of mods, and it's constantly changing around. I uninstall other ones, I install other ones. My load order right now is perfectly stable for me, so you could try doing this yourself. But I've literally only got the load order in the, like, rank of where I installed mods, other than, like, one exception. So if you try this load order, it should work, but if it doesn't, I don't know, man. Everyone's computer is different, don't blame me. So we're just going to go through all the mods I have going right now. The first one being, obviously, Campfire. This is like what you need to be able to install the Special Edition version of Frostfall. What this does is it gives you a complete camping system for the game, so you can make things like campfires or tents and bedrolls and things like that. It's really nice for when you want to use like needs mods or be immersed in Skyrim, or you just want to go camp out in the woods. It's a really neat thing that adds in some really cool stuff. The second one is the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition Patch. It just kind of fixes a bunch of different things in the game. Little bugs, glitches, broken quests, and things like that. Moving on, though, is the alternate start mod. Now, this one we've covered in a video. It allows you to bypass the opening tutorial of the game unless you want to play it. There's still an option to do so. And it lets you start in any real number of different scenarios, like being part of a guild already, or just like starting in a tavern, starting in the middle of a forest, in the middle of nowhere, and other things like that. So there's lots of options with it, and I really do enjoy it, because you can really specialize what type of character you want to make right off the bat. Cloaks and Capes, we've also covered in a video before. It adds a bunch of cloaks and capes that look really fancy schmancy, and I love them. If you want to grab this with Frostfall, it does have support, so if you're running Frostfall, then you will gain things like bonuses for warmth and everything when you're wearing them. Wet and Cold is a classic mod that just adds it so when you're in different weather effects and things like that, like say snow for example, you will end up getting snowy yourself, other objects and people around you will. Other things like adding in small like water dripping effects and things like that as well. It's a little immersion mod that I just quite enjoy. Rich Merchants of Skyrim. This one's kind of needed when you get to a higher level, I think, because at a certain point, everything that's worth looting in the game is worth like 1,000 gold and up. So if merchants only have like 1,000 or even 500 gold in some cases, what's the point in even like trying to sell stuff? You'll end up going to every single city in the game trying to sell all your super high value items. This switches it up so that you don't have to do that. Every merchant just has 10,000 gold to sell all your crap to them. It works way better. Relationship Dialogue Overhaul, that adds 5,000 lines of voice dialogue for NPCs. It goes and unlocks some of the lines for specific NPCs. It also combines different things to make new lines and other stuff like that. Let me put it this way. When you've played Skyrim for 1,000 hours and above, you've heard every single piece of dialogue multiple times in the game. And it gets to the point where you can, like, quote the entire game. So this is a very welcome addition that switches up the things that followers and innkeepers, merchants will say, etc. I love it. I think it's a really nice switch up to the entire game. Okay, Beast Skeletons. This is a very simple little mod. This one just adds in the option for Khajiit or Argonian skeletons in the game. However, it does try to keep it a bit lore-friendly, so when you're playing the game, you're not going to go into Nordic ruins and find Argonian skeletons. They'll only be in outside areas and stuff like that, and there's only a chance of them spawning even then, because it was honestly kind of weird that there were only human skeletons in the game when you really think about it. Less aggressive animals. This is one that I'm actually thinking about uninstalling right now, and I'll give you the reason why. But first, basically, it just switches the animals' play styles and how they react to you a little bit because, well, animals can be a bit too aggressive sometimes, so it switches things like bears so they won't instantly attack you. You have to get pretty close to them before they see you as a real threat, but it also changes skeevers and wolves to be basically passive, so I'm kind of not okay with that, because they should still be trying to attack you in groups and stuff, but they just plainly don't, which is a bit annoying. Maybe they'll update it or something, but as of now, I'm kind of iffy on it and considering uninstalling it, but maybe you like that, and if you do, that's totally fine. Okay, this is the needs mod I'm running right now. I used to run R&D, but honestly, it just, it had a few issues with it, and it actually wasn't even available with the special edition when I originally looked up a needs mod, so I moved back over to iNeed. I bounce between different needs mods all the time. This one will give you all the basics you need to eat, drink, and sleep in order to survive. I find it works pretty well with words and stuff. It works pretty well with other mods like Frostfall and the like. Okay, Apocalypse Magic of Skyrim. This adds a crap ton of new spells to the game, interesting ones as well. Over 150 of them. One I've really gotten a lot of use out of so far was the Transmute spell, which turns iron ore into silver, then to gold. So it just gives you like a lot of really cool and interesting new spells to play around with, because honestly, the default spells in vanilla Skyrim were They were you know, there wasn't a whole lot of variety to them. Skyrim Mercenaries, we've also covered in a video in the past. This one's pretty simple. It just adds a bunch of mercenaries to different towns and stuff that will fight off anything invading, you know, so dragon attacks, there should be less civilian casualties, and same with vampire attacks and so on. I would also recommend getting the No Vampire Attack mod if you don't want them to kill half the people in Riften and Whiterun, because that's really annoying. I don't think I have it installed, but it is available, so go get that one as well. Okay, Frostfall. This one, if you haven't seen before, basically it makes Skyrim a whole lot better, in my opinion. It makes it into kind of a survival game when coupled with needs mods, so if you're out in the middle of a blizzard and you're not wearing clothes, you're gonna die because you're in the middle of a blizzard and you're not wearing clothes. Same if you went to, like, the coastline of Winterhold or something, then jumped into the water, you'd get hypothermia pretty dang fast, and it would not be a good time for you. So it just tracks where you are in the game, and then it will give you different updates on what the weather's like around you, and it will affect you in different ways. You have to warm up at things like campfires or other sources of warmth and things like that. It's really good, you know, and if you have played a lot of Skyrim but you want to be a little bit more challenging, but not necessarily like enemy-wise, this is a really good option, and I find that it really does switch up how people just play the game in general. You know, there's a lot more forethought before you go out on adventures and things like that. You have to take the right equipment with you. It's really fun to play with. Okay, Ordinator, Perks of Skyrim. This adds over 400 new perks to the game, and it works really well with Apocalypse. Basically, it just adds perks. There's lots of more stuff you can do. I haven't tried it to a huge extent yet because I've only been playing the game for like 15 hours, so I haven't gotten to all the really cool stuff yet, but it looks like it's got a lot of potential. The Skillful Chef is also one that I haven't really tried out yet. This tries to, I guess, merge alchemy and cooking in order to make cooking, you know, worthwhile in the game, because there was really very little reason to do it beforehand. So I'm looking forward to trying this one out, but I couldn't really tell you a whole lot about it. Okay, lore-friendly NPCs for the Rift specifically. I haven't downloaded the lore-friendly NPCs mod for the other areas yet, but what this does is it just adds more people to different areas in the game, because it can get a little bit lonely and you learn exactly who lives everywhere very fast. Unique loot is also a really nice mod for me because I've seen every item in the damn game. So I like to see a good switch up in what I can loot from different things. So you'll find brand new loot, you know, and if you're in like Nordic ruins or something, I've noticed that I'll find, instead of septims, I'll find ancient Nordic coins and things like that that you can still sell in order to get septims. But, you know, you're not going to be finding like imperial stuff just in the middle of like an ancient Nordic ruin that has been opened for like 10,000 years or whatever, you know, so that's nice. Adds in a bunch of new stuff to find in the game, and that's always good. Realistic Ragdolls and Force has been around forever. If you don't know what it is, basically it just switches around how people die and how they fall over in the game, and if you use like any sort of like physics mechanic by like shouting at them or something, it'll change exactly how all that works to make it look a little less, I guess bouncy is the right term for it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with bouncy. Okay, and then Apocalypse, the Ordinator compatibility mod. This is a patch that makes it so Apocalypse and Ordinator mods work a little bit better with each other. You know, that's probably a good thing. And they do make a note of this one to make sure that it is loaded after the other 2 mods. Otherwise, the game's going to crash. So just make sure you do that. And that's it. That's what I got installed in Skyrim Special Edition right now. It's going to, like, change today. I guarantee it. I'm constantly installing and uninstalling mods. But these are some of the things I'm running. There's no zombie mod right now, because there's no zombie mod for Skyrim Special Edition as of this recording, or that I've found yet. If I do find one, I will make a video talking about it and explaining it. Other than that, though, that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give this video a like. I would be super appreciative. I am PattyJack, and I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.